The world is full of wonders, each corner teeming with life and stories untold. In the far reaches, where the dense forest surrenders to the restless ocean, a drama of survival and discovery quietly unfolds. Here, where ancient trees stand sentinel above a wild, rocky shore, the land and sea collide in a symphony of sound and scent. The air is thick with the roar of waves crashing against stone, mingling with the earthy aroma of moss and pine. Imagine a beach untouched by human footprints, its surface littered with driftwood, slick stones, and the tangled roots of trees that have weathered countless storms. This is a place where the wild remains truly wild. Along this rugged coastline, a mother black bear emerges from the shadowy forest, her two tiny cubs trailing close behind. Their fur is still soft and downy, their steps uncertain on the uneven ground. For these cubs, this is a world of firsts. The vast, endless ocean stretches before them, its salty spray carried on the wind, stinging their sensitive noses and filling their minds with curiosity and awe. It is early spring. The forest behind them is still waking from its winter slumber, the ground sparse and the larder nearly empty. Hunger gnaws at their bellies, urging them onward. The mother bear knows the secrets of this place. She moves with purpose, her nose twitching as she searches for the hidden treasures the tide has left behind. With powerful, deliberate movements, she flips heavy stones, exposing the damp sand beneath. Tiny crabs scuttle for cover, but her sharp eyes and keen sense of smell rarely miss a meal. The bears feast on these morsels, their jaws cracking shells with ease. The taste of brine and fresh meat is a lifeline, providing nearly 3/4 of their sustenance during these lean months. The cubs watch every move, their eyes wide with wonder. Each sound, the snap of a shell, the hiss of the surf, etches itself into their memory. They are students in the wildest classroom, learning the delicate art of survival from their mother's every action. Eager to imitate, the cubs paw at smaller stones, their tiny claws scratching at the slick surfaces. They tumble and play, their attempts clumsy but determined, the lessons of the wild slowly taking root. The air is alive with new sensations, the sharp tang of salt, the pungent scent of seaweed, and the cool touch of mist on their fur. All of it is strange and exhilarating. Patiently, the mother demonstrates which crabs are safe to eat, nudging them toward the fattest, most nourishing prey. She shows them how to crack open the tough shells, her claws deft and practiced, her movements a masterclass in adaptation. The morning is tranquil, the only sounds the gentle lapping of waves and the soft grunts of contented bears. It is a time of nourishment and learning, a chance to rebuild strength after the long, hungry winter. The cubs, fueled by their meal, burst into play. They tumble over each other, their laughter silent, but their joy unmistakable in the golden morning light. Yet even in this moment of peace, the wild demands vigilance. The mother's ears twitch, her eyes scanning the shifting shadows for any sign of danger. Suddenly she halts, her body rigid. Every muscle tenses as she senses a change in the air. She lifts her nose, drawing in the wind, searching for the source of a new, unfamiliar scent. The breeze carries a warning, an ancient signal of threat that every creature in the wild understands. From the shadowed edge of the forest, a massive male black bear steps into view. His presence is commanding, his bulk dwarfing the mother and her cubs. He is the undisputed ruler of this stretch of coast, his every movement radiating power and dominance. For the cubs, he is the greatest danger of all. In the wild, male bears are a constant threat to young not their own. Driven by instincts as old as the forest itself, the mother's heart pounds with urgency. She knows she must act swiftly to protect her vulnerable young. Instinct takes over. With a low, urgent sound, she gathers her cubs, herding them away from the open shore. Her voice is a command, a note of warning that brooks no hesitation. The cubs respond instantly, their playfulness vanishing as they dash toward the nearest tree, their small bodies propelled by fear and instinct. Their claws dig into the rough bark, scrambling upward with astonishing speed, hearts pounding as they seek the safety of the high branches. The great male lumbers closer, his nose twitching as he searches for the scent of the cubs. His vision is poor, but his sense of smell is unmatched. He stands at the base of the tree sniffing the air, his massive form a looming shadow beneath the trembling cubs. Rearing up, he rubs his thick fur against the trunk, leaving his scent as a warning to all who might challenge his reign. The mother, ever watchful, waits until the danger has passed. Then, with her cubs clinging close, she leads them away from the bountiful but perilous shore, the lessons of the wild etched deeper into their hearts with every step. High atop the jagged cliffs of the Arctic, where icy winds whip relentlessly and the roar of the ocean echoes below, a remarkable drama unfolds each day. Here the land is carved by ancient glaciers, the rock faces sheer and unforgiving, rising hundreds of feet above the churning steel-grey sea. The air is thick with the cries of seabirds, and the sky is often shrouded in mist with clouds racing overhead, casting fleeting shadows across the landscape. These cliffs are alive with tens of thousands of seabirds, their calls blending into a cacophony that never ceases. Gulls, guillemots, and razorbills jostle for space, their wings beating the salty air as they come and go from their nests. The colony is a bustling metropolis, every ledge and crevice occupied, every moment a contest for survival. Amidst this chaos, a puffin father stands at the entrance to his burrow, a small tunnel dug deep into the soft earth between the rocks. Inside, in the dim shelter, his single chick, a puffling, waits. The chick is covered in soft grey down, its eyes bright and expectant, its tiny body trembling with hunger and anticipation. Only a week old, the puffling's appetite is insatiable. It calls out beak-wide, demanding nourishment. In this harsh environment, every meal is vital, and the chick must be fed at least 5 times a day to grow strong enough to one day face the world outside. The puffin parents, partners for life, share the immense responsibility of raising their young. They communicate with gentle bill taps and soft grunts, coordinating their efforts to ensure the puffling's survival. Today, it is the father's turn to venture out. His mission? To gather a beak full of sand eels from the distant sea. He launches himself from the cliff edge, wings beating rapidly, and disappears into the swirling mist. The ocean stretches endlessly before him, a vast expanse of rolling waves and shifting currents. The weather is unpredictable. One moment, shafts of sunlight pierce the clouds, illuminating the water in dazzling silver. The next, a squall sweeps in, pelting the surface with icy rain and whipping up whitecaps. When fish are scarce near the cliffs, the puffin must fly as far as 50 kilometers out to sea. For a bird barely the size of a football, this is a monumental journey, 100 kilometers there and back, with nothing but the open sky and the restless ocean below. Upon reaching the fishing grounds, the puffin's true prowess is revealed. He dives from the air, slicing into the water, with barely a splash. Beneath the waves, he becomes a torpedo, using his wings to swim with astonishing agility. He can plunge to depths of 40 meters, twisting and turning in pursuit of shimmering sand eels, holding his breath for over a minute as he hunts. After many dives, the father emerges victorious. His beak is now brimming with a neat row of silvery fish, each one carefully aligned crosswise so he can carry as many as possible. The vibrant colors of his beak flash in the sunlight, a signal of his success. With his precious cargo secured, he turns for home. The return flight is long and arduous, his wings slicing through the cold air as he battles fatigue and the ever-present threat of sudden storms. The journey is exhausting. The wind buffets him and rain lashes his feathers, but he presses on, driven by the urgent need to feed his chick. Yet the greatest danger is not the weather, but what lurks above. High above the waves, a shadow circles. Skuas, large, powerful seabirds, patrol the skies, their keen eyes searching for returning puffins. These aerial pirates are relentless, masters of speed and agility, and they survive by stealing the hard-won catches of others. The skua is faster, more maneuverable, and utterly ruthless. It locks onto the puffin, its wings slicing through the air, As it closes the distance, the chase begins. The puffin, burdened by his catch, darts and weaves, his heart pounding as the skua swoops ever closer, its talons outstretched, its beak ready to snatch the fish. In a breathtaking display of aerial acrobatics, the puffin twists and turns, using every ounce of his strength and skill to evade the predator. The skua harasses him mercilessly, diving and feinting, trying to force him to drop his prize. The puffin's wings beat furiously, his body contorting in mid-air as he dodges the skua's attacks. He knows that if he loses his catch now, his chick may go hungry, and all his efforts will have been in vain. The pursuit is relentless, a desperate race between hunger and survival. The puffin's determination is absolute. He must not fail. In a final bid for safety, the puffin drops low, skimming just above the crashing waves. The spray soaks his feathers, but the skua hesitates, wary of the water's surface. The puffin gains precious ground. Still, the skua follows, persistent and hungry. But the puffin, driven by the instinct to protect his offspring, finds reserves of strength he did not know he possessed. At last, the cliffs come into view. With a final burst of speed, the puffin darts towards the rocks, the skua falling back, defeated. The puffin lands battered and breathless, but triumphant. He hurries to his burrow, where his puffling waits, hungry and hopeful. The father delivers the precious meal, a lifeline in this unforgiving world. In the Arctic's wild embrace, every day is a test of endurance, ingenuity and devotion, a testament to the extraordinary lengths a parent will go to ensure the survival of the next generation. In the tranquil freshwater streams of the eastern United States, a remarkable drama unfolds beneath the surface. Here, the queen snake reigns as a specialist hunter, perfectly attuned to its watery world. The stream teems with life. Frogs chorus from the banks, dragonflies skim the surface, and small fish flash through the shallows. Yet, it is the crayfish, hidden among rocks and burrows, that draws the queen snake's unwavering attention. The queen snake is a predator with a singular obsession. It feeds almost exclusively on crayfish. But not just any crayfish will do. This snake is a master of selectivity, seeking out only those that have recently shed their protective armor. With patience and precision, the queen snake glides through the water, ignoring the many hard-shelled crayfish it encounters. It is searching for a very specific target, one that is soft, exposed, and vulnerable. Every 3 to 4 weeks, a crayfish must shed its rigid exoskeleton to grow. This molting process leaves it momentarily defenseless, its new skin tender and unprotected. For a brief window, the newly molted crayfish is at its most vulnerable. The queen snake, ever watchful, seizes this fleeting opportunity, striking with speed and accuracy. Timing is everything. The snake's success depends on its ability to detect and capture its prey during this narrow period of weakness. Unlike many predators, the queen snake does not rely on sight alone. Its forked tongue is a marvel of evolution, capable of sampling the chemical tapestry of the water. With each flick, the tongue gathers minute chemical cues, deciphering the presence of a recently molted crayfish from the complex scents of the stream. A newly molted crayfish emits a unique chemical signature, distinct from its armored counterparts. This invisible trail is the queen snake's guide. Over generations, the queen snake has evolved to detect and interpret these subtle signals, honing its senses to perfection. It glides past the many hard-shelled crayfish, undistracted, until it finds the one it seeks. With a swift strike, the hunt is over. This highly specialized feeding strategy ensures the queen snake's survival, a testament to the power of adaptation in the wild. In this vibrant ecosystem, every creature plays its part, from the smallest insect to the most cunning hunter. Far across the globe, in the rugged landscapes of Australia's northern territories, another specialist roams. The northern quoll, a small, agile marsupial, is a master of its domain. It prowls the grasslands and rocky outcrops, ever alert for the scurrying of insects, the rustle of lizards, or the scent of a nesting bird. But the Quoll's world has changed. The arrival of the cane toad, an invader from distant lands, has brought a new and deadly challenge. The toad's spread is relentless, its presence felt in every corner of the outback. The cane toad carries a potent toxin in glands on its back, a defence unknown to Australia's native predators. Its venom is lethal to many, including the unsuspecting Quoll. To the Quoll, the toad appears to be easy prey, but a single bite can prove fatal, and the toad's advance has left a trail of tragedy among the native wildlife. The loss is profound. The Quoll's numbers have dwindled, and the balance of the ecosystem has shifted. Yet, the wild is a place of resilience and adaptation. Some Quolls, through instinct or experience, have learned to avoid the deadly toads. They turn away, seeking safer prey among the rocks and grasses. The clever Quoll adapts, shifting its focus to other sources of food, geckos, insects, and the eggs of ground-nesting birds. It navigates a world filled with both danger and opportunity, sharing its home with a rich tapestry of wildlife. In the darkness, the Quoll's senses are sharp. It communicates with others of its kind through scent and sound, maintaining territories and raising young in hidden dens. The next generation learns by watching, by exploring, and by surviving. Each Quoll must master the art of hunting and the wisdom of caution, skills passed down through the rhythms of the wild. In this ever-changing landscape, the specialist hunter and the clever Quoll embody the spirit of adaptation. Their stories are woven into the fabric of their habitats, shaped by the challenges and opportunities of the natural world. From the cool streams of North America to the sun-baked grasslands of Australia, these remarkable creatures remind us of nature's endless ingenuity. In the wild, every adaptation is a story of survival, and every life is a testament to the power of evolution. The Galapagos Islands, isolated in the vastness of the Pacific Ocean, are a crucible of evolution. Here, life has taken extraordinary forms, shaped by the relentless forces of nature and the unique conditions of this remote archipelago. Among the most remarkable inhabitants are the lizards of the sea and the tortoises of the land, creatures whose daily existence is a testament to adaptation and survival. The marine iguana, found nowhere else on Earth, is the only lizard that has mastered the ocean. Each day, these ancient reptiles leave the safety of the rocky shore and slip into the cold embrace of the sea, their bodies streamlined for swimming, their claws sharp for clinging to slippery rocks beneath the waves. Their primary food is seaweed, which flourishes in the cool, nutrient-rich waters brought by the Cromwell current. With powerful jaws and razor-sharp teeth, they scrape algae from submerged rocks, braving the surging tides and swirling currents. To reach their food, marine iguanas must dive into the frigid ocean, sometimes plunging to depths of over 10 meters. They can hold their breath for up to 30 minutes, their hearts slowing to conserve oxygen as they forage in the gloom below. But the cold water is unforgiving. As their bodies chill, the iguanas must return to shore, hauling themselves onto the black volcanic rocks. Here they bask in the equatorial sun, absorbing heat to revive their sluggish muscles. Without this daily ritual, they would be unable to move, trapped by the very ocean that sustains them. Their lives are a delicate balance, lived on the threshold between two worlds, one of searing heat and volcanic stone, the other of icy currents and hidden dangers. The struggle for survival does not end with the cold. On land, marine iguanas must contend with predators and the ever-present threat of starvation during lean seasons, when algae is scarce and the ocean grows rough. During the breeding season, males fiercely defend sandy nesting sites. Here, several females lay their eggs, burying them deep in the warm sand. One vigilant male stands guard, his presence a deterrent to would-be egg thieves. His duty is relentless. Day and night he watches over the precious clutches, ensuring the next generation has a chance to emerge. Yet danger is never far. A wasp, a specialist hunter, patrols the nesting grounds. Once a predator of frog eggs, it has adapted to target the vulnerable iguana eggs, drawn by the promise of an easy meal. As the wasp attacks, it pierces the soft shells, threatening the lives within. But nature has equipped the unborn iguanas with a remarkable sense. The oldest, most developed hatchlings sense the vibrations of the assault. Instinctively, they begin to wriggle, breaking free from their fragile shells. In a desperate bid for survival, they burst from the sand and scramble toward the safety of a nearby stream, their first moments in the world a frantic escape from certain death. Elsewhere, in the lush highlands and arid lowlands, another ancient reptile roams, the giant Galapagos tortoise. Unlike the restless iguana, the tortoise moves with deliberate slowness, its every step a measured journey through time. These gentle giants can live for more than 150 years, their massive bodies weighing up to 1/4 of a ton. Their domed shells, thick and impenetrable, are both armor and refuge. Day after day they graze on grasses, leaves and cacti, their powerful jaws grinding tough vegetation. Their slow metabolism allows them to survive long periods without food or water, a vital adaptation in this unpredictable land. To regulate their body temperature, tortoises embark on long, slow treks, climbing the sun-warmed slopes of volcanoes. Here they bask on rocks, soaking up the heat that fuels their ancient bodies. When danger threatens, they withdraw into their shells, their size and strength deterring most would-be predators. In this sanctuary they can wait out the heat of the day or the chill of the night, protected by the fortress they carry on their backs. Their existence is a testament to the power of adaptation in a stable yet challenging environment. Over millennia, they have become perfectly attuned to the rhythms of the islands. The mating ritual of the Galapagos tortoise is a slow, deliberate affair. Males, with their concave undersides, must carefully mount the more domed females, a feat made awkward by their immense size and cumbersome shells. The shape of the male's shell is perfectly adapted to fit over the female's, allowing the two to join together, their union a delicate balance of strength and patience. Like two spoons nestled together, their shells interlock, ensuring the continuation of their ancient lineage. The process is slow and arduous, but it is this very persistence that has allowed the tortoises to endure for millions of years, weathering the changes of climate and landscape. The marine iguana and the giant tortoise, one a master of the sea, the other a titan of the land, stand as living symbols of the Galapagos. Their unique adaptations, daily struggles, and enduring presence embody the extraordinary diversity and resilience of life that flourishes in isolation, far from the rest of the world. In the endless blue of the open ocean, a solitary blue shark glides with purpose, its streamlined body slicing through the water in silence. Every movement is calculated, every sense attuned to the faintest trace of life or death in the vast expanse. These blue sharks are true wanderers covering immense distances, sometimes more than 8,000 kilometers in a single year. Their journey is a constant search for sustenance driven by hunger and instinct. For this particular shark, the stakes are higher than ever. It has not tasted food for 2 relentless months. Its body is lean, its energy reserves dwindling. Survival now depends on finding a meal large enough to restore its strength. Suddenly, a powerful scent drifts through the water, a signal of opportunity. Guided by its extraordinary sense of smell, the blue shark follows the invisible trail to a floating giant, a dead whale, its massive form bobbing on the surface, a silent beacon in the open sea. This is a feast beyond imagination, a banquet that could mean life or death. But the blue shark cannot simply charge in. The ocean is a realm of hierarchy and danger, and every meal comes with risk. The shark circles warily, its senses alert. It knows it is not alone. The first to arrive is rarely the first to feed. Looming in the shadows are the true titans of these waters, great white sharks. Drawn by the same irresistible scent, they circle the carcass with slow, deliberate power. The great whites are colossal, 10 times the mass of the blue shark. Their presence is commanding, their dominance unquestioned. Even the boldest blue shark must yield to these apex predators. With powerful jaws, the great whites tear into the whale's blubber, ripping away enormous chunks of energy-rich flesh. The water churns with their movements, each bite a display of raw strength and efficiency. The blue shark lingers at the edge of the action, forced to wait. It circles at a respectful distance, every muscle tense, every sense focused on the shifting dynamics of the feast. It is a game of patience and nerve. The blue shark must judge the perfect moment to approach, knowing that a single misstep could turn it from scavenger to prey. The scent of the whale is overwhelming, a siren call to every predator in the region. Yet the blue shark hesitates, the threat of the great whites outweighing even the most desperate hunger. Time passes. The blue shark circles, ever watchful, waiting for the moment when the great whites have had their fill and drift away, leaving scraps for the smaller hunters. Far from the ocean's depths, on the stark, wind-swept coast of the Namib Desert, another drama of survival is about to unfold. Here, a vast colony of Cape Fur seals, 10,000 strong, blankets the sand, their bodies packed tightly together for safety and warmth. The mothers must frequently abandon their pups, plunging into the cool ocean to escape the relentless desert heat. The beach is left dotted with vulnerable, helpless young. In the shadows, a patient predator waits. The brown hyena, master of stealth and endurance, has been watching, biding its time for the perfect opportunity. Emerging from the dunes, the hyena moves with silent determination, its senses locked onto the scattered seal pups. It weaves through the colony, eyes fixed on a single, isolated pup. Every step is measured, every movement concealed by the shifting sands and the chaos of the colony. In a sudden burst of speed, the hyena strikes. The hunt is swift, the outcome inevitable. The pup is caught, and the hyena claims its prize. But the ordeal is far from over. The hyena must now carry its precious catch across the unforgiving desert, back to its hidden den. The journey is long and fraught with danger. The desert sun beats down, and every step is a test of endurance. The hyena presses on, driven by the need to feed its own cubs, hidden deep within the desert's heart. But the scent of fresh prey does not go unnoticed. Jackals, ever opportunistic, catch the trail and begin to follow. The jackals close in, harassing the hyena, darting in and out, hoping to snatch a morsel from the exhausted predator. The hyena snarls and snaps, defending its hard-won meal with every ounce of strength. The struggle is relentless, a battle of wills in the harshest of environments. This is the daily reality for the brown hyena, a life defined by risk, endurance, and the constant fight for survival. In the wild, every meal is a victory, every journey a testament to the extraordinary strategies and resilience of nature's most determined survivors. Along the rugged boundary where land meets sea, the world transforms with every passing tide. Here, the intertidal zone is a place of constant change, shaped by the relentless rhythm of the ocean. As the tide retreats, it reveals a landscape of slick, glistening rocks, shallow pools, and hidden crevices, each teeming with life and fraught with peril. In northern Australia, as the ocean pulls back, the exposed rocks become a stage for one of nature's most remarkable performers, a species of octopus uniquely adapted to this ever-shifting world. With the waterline receding, the octopus emerges from its watery refuge. Its body, supple and boneless, allows it to squeeze through the narrowest cracks. Slowly it extends one arm, then another, testing the slick surface. Suckers grip the wet stone, anchoring its body as it hauls itself from the safety of the sea onto the exposed rocks. The receding tide leaves behind a mosaic of isolated rock pools, each a miniature world cut off from the ocean. These pools trap small fish, crustaceans, and other marine creatures, creating a patchwork of opportunity and danger. Driven by hunger, the octopus begins its journey across the exposed terrain. It climbs over jagged rocks, its arms undulating in coordinated waves. Each movement is deliberate, calculated to avoid injury and maximize grip. The octopus pauses, sensing the air and the vibrations of the rocks beneath it, before continuing its trek toward the next pool. Its arms, lined with powerful suckers, cling tightly to the sharp, slippery surfaces. The octopus contracts and expands its mantle, pulling its soft body forward in a series of fluid, almost balletic motions. Every step is a testament to its adaptability, as it conquers a realm where few of its kind dare to venture. Reaching a pool, the octopus becomes still, its body pressed low against the rock. It waits, patient and alert, every sense attuned to the slightest ripple or shadow that might betray the presence of prey. Its eyes, large and expressive, scan the water with remarkable intelligence. The octopus peers into the depths of the pool, searching for the telltale flicker of a crab's movement, or the subtle shift of sand that might reveal a hidden meal. Spotting a crab, the octopus lowers itself into the water with exquisite care. It glides silently, arms outstretched, each sucker ready to seize its quarry. The crab, sensing danger, freezes, but the octopus is relentless, inching closer with predatory precision. Instantly, the octopus shifts its color and texture, blending seamlessly with the rocks and sand. Its skin ripples with patterns that mimic the pool's pebbles and shadows, rendering it nearly invisible to both prey and predator. With a sudden burst of speed, the octopus envelops the crab in its arms. Suckers clamp down, and a paralyzing bite ensures the meal is secure. The octopus feeds, its body half in water, half on land, a true amphibian of the intertidal world. This remarkable behavior allows the octopus to exploit a food source unavailable to its fully aquatic relatives. It moves effortlessly between water and land, blurring the boundaries of its environment and thriving where others cannot. Beneath the waves off the Australian coast, another extraordinary drama unfolds, a spectacle that transforms the seafloor into a living, shifting mass. With the arrival of the first full moon of winter, the ocean stirs with movement. From the depths, hundreds of thousands of giant spider crabs begin their migration, drawn together by ancient instinct. The crabs march in unison across the sandy bottom, their long legs clattering over shells and stones. They converge in a single location, forming a dense, shifting carpet that covers the seafloor. To protect themselves during their most vulnerable moment, the crabs pile atop one another, creating enormous mounds that can stretch nearly 100 meters. The mass of bodies offers safety, each crab shielded by its neighbors. In this tightly packed aggregation, the crabs begin the process of molting. Their old, hardened shells split and fall away, revealing soft, pale bodies beneath. For a brief time, they are utterly defenseless. As their new shells slowly harden, the crabs are easy targets. Predators patrol the edges of the aggregation, drawn by the scent of vulnerable prey. A predatory fish or a ray glides closer, its movements slow and deliberate, eyes fixed on the mass of molting crabs. A giant smooth stingray, 4 meters from wingtip to wingtip, sweeps over the mound. Its shadow falls across the crabs, sending a ripple of alarm through the aggregation. The stingray descends, its mouth opening wide to scoop up the soft-shelled crabs. It feeds voraciously, taking advantage of the crab's temporary weakness. Yet the sheer number of crabs ensures that many escape. As the stingray feeds, others slip away, burrowing beneath the pile or scuttling to the safety of the group's center. By molting together, the crabs overwhelm their predators. The mass confuses and distracts, ensuring that enough will survive this perilous time. As their new shells harden, the survivors emerge, larger and stronger than before. This epic gathering is a triumph of collective strategy, a living shield against danger, and a testament to the power of unity in the wild. Here in the ever-changing world between land and sea, survival depends on adaptation, ingenuity, and the strength found in numbers. The Kalahari Desert in southern Africa stretches endlessly beneath the blazing sun, its vastness marked by shimmering heat and a silence broken only by the wind. Here, life is a daily test of endurance, where every creature must adapt to survive the relentless extremes of temperature and the scarcity of water and food. Among the most remarkable inhabitants is the pangolin, a solitary wanderer whose days and nights are spent in a tireless search for sustenance. With slow, deliberate movements, it navigates the brittle grass and shifting sands, guided by instincts honed over millennia. The pangolin's body is sheathed in a suit of tough, overlapping scales, nature's armor, each one a shield against the teeth and claws of would-be predators. When threatened, it curls into a tight ball, transforming into an impenetrable fortress, its only defense in a world where danger lurks at every turn. Lacking keen eyesight and hearing, the pangolin relies on its extraordinary sense of smell. With its nose pressed close to the earth, it detects the faintest traces of ants and termites hidden beneath the surface, following invisible scent trails that lead to its next meal. Patiently, it investigates the ground, pausing at the entrances of ant nests and termite mounds. Each discovery is a small victory in a landscape where food is precious and hard-won. When it finds a nest, the pangolin's powerful front claws come into play, tearing open the hardened earth. Then, with astonishing speed, it unfurls its long, sticky tongue, sometimes as long as its own body, and probes deep into the tunnels, lapping up hundreds of insects in a single feeding. As dusk falls and the desert cools, another specialist emerges, the aardvark. Shy and nocturnal, it moves silently through the darkness, its sensitive snout sweeping the ground in search of the scent of termites. The aardvark is a master excavator, capable of digging vast tunnels with astonishing speed. Its powerful limbs and spade-like claws carve through the hard desert soil, reaching deep into the earth where termite colonies thrive. Each night, the aardvark must consume up to 50,000 termites to fuel its large, muscular body. Its long, sticky tongue darts in and out of the tunnels, gathering insects with remarkable efficiency. But the desert is unforgiving. Prolonged droughts parch the land, shrinking the termite populations that both pangolin and aardvark depend upon. The earth cracks, and once thriving mounds stand empty, silent testaments to the struggle for survival. With food scarce, the aardvark's nightly journeys grow longer and more desperate. Hunger gnaws at its strength, and each dawn brings greater uncertainty. Forced to forage during the heat of day, the aardvark faces new dangers. The scorching sun saps its energy, and the open landscape leaves it exposed to predators. The risk of starvation looms ever closer. Every creature in the Kalahari is part of a delicate web, finely balanced and easily disrupted. The pangolin and aardvark are not alone in their struggle. Countless other animals depend on the same fragile resources, each one uniquely adapted to the desert's demands. The climate grows ever harsher, temperatures rise, storms become more erratic, and the land itself seems to shift beneath the feet of its inhabitants. The future promises even greater challenges for those who call the Kalahari home. For the pangolin, the struggle is twofold. Not only must it contend with dwindling food supplies, but every day brings new threats from the changing environment. Its solitary existence becomes ever more precarious as the insects it relies on vanish from the parched earth. The pangolin's scales, so effective against natural enemies, offer no protection from the slow, invisible advance of drought and habitat loss. Its ancient defenses are powerless against the shifting climate, yet in the face of adversity, these animals endure. Their resilience is written in every movement, every adaptation, every ingenious solution to the challenges of desert life. The pangolin's lineage stretches back millions of years. Its form, perfected by evolution, has weathered countless changes in climate and landscape, surviving where others have vanished. The aardvark's burrows are more than just shelters. They are lifelines for the desert, Abandoned tunnels become havens for a multitude of other creatures, from reptiles to insects, each one finding refuge in the cool, dark earth. The daily routines of the pangolin and aardvark, digging, foraging, seeking shelter, are echoed by countless others, all bound together by the rhythms of the desert. Their struggles and triumphs are the heartbeat of this ancient land. The survival of these remarkable animals depends on the continued balance of their ecosystem. Each adaptation, each behavior is a testament to the ingenuity of life in the harshest of environments. In the Kalahari, every life is a story of perseverance. The fate of the pangolin, the aardvark, and all their neighbors is a powerful reflection of the health of the desert, and ultimately of the planet itself. The open ocean stretches endlessly, a vast blue wilderness shaped by the restless dance of wind and current. Here, beneath the shimmering surface, life takes on forms both strange and wondrous. Drifting at the mercy of the elements is the Portuguese man-o'-war, a creature of ethereal beauty and deadly purpose. Though it appears to be a single animal, the man-o'-war is in fact a colony, a living alliance of specialized polyps, each performing a vital role in the survival of the whole. One polyp forms a translucent, gas-filled bladder that floats atop the waves, acting as a sail to harness the wind and carry the colony across the open sea. Beneath the surface, a cascade of tentacles trails in the water, some stretching as long as 30 meters, undulating with the movement of the ocean. These tentacles are lined with thousands of nematocysts, microscopic harpoons loaded with venom, ready to paralyze and capture any creature that brushes against them. The man-o'-war is a drifting predator, its tentacles forming a living net that sweeps through the water, ensnaring the unwary. Small fish, lured by the shelter of the tentacles or simply caught unaware, are quickly immobilized by the venom and drawn upward to be digested by specialized feeding polyps. In a single day, a man-o'-war may capture and consume over 100 small fish, its drifting form a constant threat to the teeming life of the pelagic zone. Yet, within this deadly curtain, a remarkable relationship unfolds. Some small fish, such as the man-o'-war fish, have evolved to live among the stinging tentacles, weaving through them with astonishing agility. These fish are cloaked in a partial immunity to the venom, allowing them to seek refuge from larger predators within the man-o'-war's embrace. Here, they find both sanctuary and sustenance, feeding on the scraps left behind by their formidable host and sometimes even nibbling on the tentacles themselves. This delicate balance of danger and protection is a testament to the intricate web of relationships that define life in the open ocean. Far from the restless sea, deep within the lush forests of Asia, ancient stone temples rise from the undergrowth, their weathered walls now claimed by the wild. Here troops of macaque monkeys have made these ruins their home, thriving in the labyrinth of stone and foliage. The macaques are clever, curious, and remarkably adaptable, exploring every crevice and ledge in search of opportunity. They are natural problem solvers, using their dexterous hands to manipulate objects, investigate new scents, and test the boundaries of their environment. Foraging is a communal affair, with individuals searching for fruits, seeds, insects, and even small animals, hidden among the ancient stones and tangled roots. Each discovery is quickly shared or contested, as the social hierarchy of the troop determines who eats first and who must wait. The temple is alive with the sounds of macaques calling, grooming, and playing, their sharp eyes ever watchful for both danger and opportunity. The macaques share this ancient domain with a host of other creatures. Lizards bask on sun-warmed stones, birds nest in hidden alcoves, and insects scurry through the leaf litter. Sometimes the macaques' curiosity leads to encounters with these neighbors, as they chase lizards, investigate bird nests, or compete with squirrels for fruit. Their intelligence is evident in their use of simple tools, sticks to extract insects from crevices, or leaves to scoop water from hidden pools. Social bonds are reinforced through grooming and play. with alliances and rivalries shaping the daily life of the troop. In these ancient temples reclaimed by nature, the macaques demonstrate a remarkable adaptability and intelligence, thriving in a world where the wild and the ancient intertwine, and every day brings new challenges and discoveries. In the emerald heart of the rainforest, where the air shimmers with moisture and every leaf glistens with the memory of rain, a miracle unfolds in silence. Here, among the tangled roots and towering trees, the story of a butterfly begins not in flight, but in stillness, hidden from the world. The journey starts as a single, pearl-like egg, delicately placed on the underside of a leaf. From this tiny vessel, a caterpillar emerges, soft, vulnerable, and hungry for life. It devours the green world around it, growing with each bite, its body transforming with every passing day. With each molt, the caterpillar sheds its former self, revealing new colors and patterns, a living tapestry woven by the rainforest's hand. It is a creature of appetite and change, destined for a transformation as profound as any in nature. When the time comes, the caterpillar weaves a silken pad and hangs suspended, surrendering to the ancient ritual of metamorphosis. Within the chrysalis, unseen by the world, its body dissolves and reforms, cells rearranging in a silent symphony of creation. Days pass and the chrysalis glimmers with hints of gold and emerald. Then, with a trembling effort, the butterfly emerges, wings soft and folded, colors muted by the memory of darkness. Slowly, the wings unfurl, veins filling with life, scales catching the light in a dazzling display of iridescence. Each wing is a masterpiece, emerald, sapphire, and obsidian, woven together in patterns unique to this fleeting soul. The butterfly clings to its empty shell, tasting the air, feeling the gentle caress of the breeze. With a sudden, trembling courage, it takes flight, rising into the cathedral of green, a living jewel adrift on currents of sunlight. In flight, the butterfly is poetry in motion. It dances through the dappled light, wings flashing with every beat, pausing to sip nectar from blossoms that bloom for but a day. Each moment is precious, each movement a celebration of existence. Around it, the rainforest pulses with life. Flowers open to the dawn, offering their sweetness to butterflies and bees alike. Hummingbirds hover in iridescent flashes, sharing the feast in a delicate balance of competition and harmony. Beneath the butterfly's flight, ants march in tireless columns, frogs hide in emerald shadows, and spiders spin silken snares that glisten with the morning's dew. Every creature plays its part in this intricate web, each life a thread in the rainforest tapestry. The butterfly's days are few, but filled with purpose. It seeks a mate, dances in spirals of color and light, and with gentle precision, lays the next generation upon a waiting leaf. The cycle begins again, as ancient as the forest itself. All around, the rainforest thrives, a living mosaic of forms and colors, where every life, no matter how brief, shapes the world in subtle ways. Mosses and fungi break down fallen giants, insects pollinate the next generation, and the air hums with the music of countless wings. In the quiet moments, the butterfly rests, wings pulsing gently, eyes reflecting the endless green. It is both fragile and resilient, a fleeting spark of beauty in a world of constant change. As the sun sets and the forest glows with the lanterns of night, the butterfly's journey nears its end, yet its legacy endures, in the eggs it leaves behind, in the flowers it pollinates, in the silent wonder it inspires. The butterfly's brief beauty is a testament to the wonder of life, a reminder that even the most delicate creatures are woven into the grand design of the wild. Each iridescent wing, each fleeting flight, is a celebration of nature's artistry and resilience. In this world of endless transformation, every life, no matter how brief, matters. The rainforest endures, a living testament to the power of change, the beauty of adaptation, and the eternal wonder of life itself. As dusk falls and the last rays of sunlight retreat behind the emerald canopy, the rainforest transforms. Shadows lengthen and a hush settles over the tangled undergrowth. But this is not a time of silence. In the secret hours of the night, the forest awakens anew, its hidden world revealed only to those who listen closely and watch with patience. The first notes come as a chorus, the rhythmic chirr of katydids, their wings trembling like tiny violins weaving a tapestry of sound through the humid air. Tree frogs answer in a syncopated pattern, their throaty calls echoing from hidden pools and mossy trunks. The night is alive with music, each note a signal in the darkness. High above, in the shifting shadows of the canopy, a pair of luminous eyes blinks open. A kinkajou, nimble and curious, emerges from its leafy den. With silent grace it glides along tangled branches, its prehensile tail coiling for balance. Guided by scent and memory, the kinkajou seeks ripe fruit, pausing to sniff a blossom before disappearing into moonlit foliage. Nearby, a slow ripple stirs the leaves. A slender ocelot, stripes ghostly in the pale light, glides between ferns. Each paw lands with practiced silence. The ocelot's ears twitch, attuned to the faintest rustle, a rodent foraging, a lizard shifting on bark. With patience born of countless nights, the hunter waits, muscles coiled, eyes unblinking. Above, bats swirl in the open spaces between branches. Their wings beat in velvet silence as they chase drifting moths, weaving through the starlit air in dizzying patterns. Each bat calls out with a sound too high for human ears. Echolocation, painting the night in invisible detail, mapping every leaf and fluttering insect. On the forest floor, armadillos shuffle through leaf litter, snouts probing for beetles and grubs. Their armored shells glint in stray beams of moonlight, and their movements stir tiny clouds of spores from the decaying wood. Crickets scatter, and a whippoorwill calls from the shadows, its song a plaintive echo in the cool night. In the heart of a strangler fig a tangle of golden eyes watches, tiny bush babies leaping from branch to branch with acrobatic ease. Their calls are soft, almost secretive, as they forage for sweet gum and hidden insects. Each leap is a ballet of instinct, a testament to life's endless adaptation. The forest night is a world of whispers and glimmers. Fireflies drift above puddles, their lights pulsing in silent conversation, a code that only other fireflies can read. In the stillness, a giant owl launches from its perch, wings soundless as it glides in search of prey. Its passage stirs only the faintest breeze, and the small mammals below freeze, hearts racing, senses sharp. Here in the deep hours, every creature is both hunter and hunted. Every sound is a signal, every shadow a possible threat or opportunity. The rainforest's nocturnal symphony is as intricate as any woven by day, a dance of survival, communication, and quiet wonder. As dawn approaches, the chorus shifts. Frogs fall silent, bats return to their roosts, and the first birds begin to stir. Yet for a few precious hours, the rainforest belonged to the shadows, its secret life revealed only under the gentle gaze of the moon and stars. In these hidden moments, nature's resilience and artistry are on full display, reminding us that the wild is never truly at rest, and that the night belongs to those who dare to listen. Beneath the sunlit waves, where turquoise waters dance with shifting light, lies a realm of color and motion more vibrant than any painter's palette, a coral reef, alive with secrets and spectacle. Here the day begins, not with the rising sun, but with the shimmer of a million scales, as reef fish emerge from their nighttime refuges. Parrotfish, with beaks like ancient sculptures, scrape at the coral, their jaws grinding stone into sand. Each bite helps shape the reef, turning old skeletons into soft white beaches far away. Nearby, a school of blue tangs glides in tight formation, their bodies flashing electric blue as they graze on feathery algae that threaten to smother the coral. In the shadowed nooks, tiny cleaner shrimp wave their delicate antennae, advertising their services. Patient clients, grouper, wrasser, even moray eels, arrive and pause, mouths open, gills flared. The shrimp dart in, plucking away parasites and dead skin, their work as meticulous as any surgeon's. Butterfly fish, paired for life, weave among the branching corals, their bodies marked with patterns as intricate as stained glass. They peck at hidden polyps, careful not to damage the living reef, while angelfish drift by in regal solitude, their fins trailing like banners in the current. Above, the water churns with the arrival of a silvery bait ball, thousands of small fish moving as one, their bodies turning in perfect unison to confuse would-be predators. From the blue, a barracuda waits, muscles taut, eyes unblinking. With a sudden burst it lunges, scattering the baitfish in a glittering explosion. Closer to the sandy bottom, an octopus oozes from its den, skin shifting from pebble grey to coral pink in an instant. It glides across the reef, arms exploring every crevice, searching for a crab or snail to ambush. Its brain, hidden behind curious eyes, remembers every hiding place, every escape route. Nearby, a flamboyant cuttlefish puts on a display of colour and pattern, communicating with rivals and mates in a language only they understand. As midday approaches, the reef pulses with energy. Damsel fish fiercely guard their gardens of algae, chasing away intruders. Gobies and blennies peek from burrows, ever alert for danger. Sea cucumbers sift the sand, recycling nutrients with every mouthful, while starfish glide slowly across the coral, their arms tasting the world. Above all, the corals themselves, the true architects, reach for the light. Tiny polyps extend feathery tentacles, capturing drifting plankton. Their partnership with sun-loving algae fuels the reef's endless growth, building towers and tables, arches and caves. In their skeletons, the entire city of life finds shelter. As the sun lowers, the rhythm changes. Dayfish retreat and nocturnal hunters stir. The cycle continues, unbroken for millennia, a living mosaic, delicate and resilient, where every creature has a role and every moment is a dance of survival and beauty. Here, in the heart of the coral reef, life glows in every color, every movement, every breath. It is a world apart, fragile, fierce, and utterly alive. High above the forest canopy, on wings as thin as stained glass, a single monarch butterfly trembles in the morning breeze. It is not alone. Across the continent, millions like it prepare for a journey that will span thousands of miles, a migration unrivaled in the insect world. The journey begins in the crisp air of late summer, as monarchs sense the shifting sun. Their bodies, tuned to the subtle changes in daylight and temperature, signal that it is time to leave behind the fields of milkweed where their lives began. One by one they soar upward, catching invisible highways of air. With each gentle beat of their wings they drift south, guided not by map or memory, but by an ancient compass hidden within. The first leg of their voyage is perilous. Monarchs must cross vast expanses of farmland and forest, their delicate bodies at the mercy of wind and weather. Rainstorms batter their wings, sudden cold snaps sap their strength. Many seek shelter beneath broad leaves or in the hollows of trees, waiting for the sun's warmth to return. Some will not survive the night, claimed by predators or exhaustion, yet most press on, their numbers thinning but their resolve unwavering. As they travel, monarchs pause to rest and refuel. They cluster in sunlit meadows, sipping nectar from late-blooming flowers, goldenrod, asters, and thistles. Each sip renews their energy, each pause a gamble between the need to feed and the drive to move forward. At night they gather in clusters, their bodies hanging in shimmering curtains from branches, sharing warmth and shelter until dawn. The greatest trial awaits, a crossing over open water. Monarchs must brave the vast gulf where there is no place to rest, only endless blue below. Here the strongest winds can scatter them, and storms can sweep entire flocks from the sky. Only the most resilient will make it across, their journey etched in the tattered edges of their wings. At last, after weeks of relentless travel, the survivors reach their destination, a remote mountain sanctuary shrouded in mist. Here, in the high forests, millions of monarchs gather, draping the trees in living orange and black. They rest, conserving energy for the months ahead, their bodies forming dense clusters that shield them from cold and rain. Throughout the winter they remain, motionless but alive, waiting for the warmth of spring to stir them once more. When the days grow longer, the monarchs awaken, they mate and the cycle begins anew. The next generation will journey north, retracing the path their ancestors took, each butterfly playing its part in a migration that spans continents and seasons. Every step of the monarch's passage is a triumph of instinct, endurance, and transformation. Against all odds, these fragile travelers complete an epic odyssey, guided by the sun, fueled by flowers, and united in a dance as old as time itself. Beneath the towering trees and sun-dappled leaves, another world stirs, one unseen by those above. Here, in the cool hush below the forest floor, a secret kingdom thrives. The soil is a tapestry, woven from fallen leaves, ancient roots, and the patient work of 1,000,000 tiny lives. A single beetle pushes through the leaf litter, its armored body glinting in the half-light. Around it, legions of ants march in silent columns, carving invisible highways beneath the surface. They ferry grains of soil and fragments of leaf, building vast underground cities that rival the complexity above. Threading through the darkness, delicate filaments of fungi stretch and intertwine, their pale tendrils forming a living network. These mycelial webs connect tree to tree, sharing water and nutrients, whispering chemical secrets in a language older than the forest itself. When the time is right, fruiting bodies rise, mushrooms in every shape and hue pushing through the damp earth in silent, spectacular emergence. A shrew, no larger than a thumb, darts in and out of tangled roots. Its heartbeat is a frantic drum, its nose twitching as it hunts for grubs and worms. Nearby, a family of voles tunnels through the mossy loam, their passage leaving faint trails that only the keenest eyes can see. In this shadowed realm, every scrap of fallen leaf and splintered branch becomes a feast. Woodlice and millipedes break down the dead, returning life to the soil. Springtails leap in great arcs, vanishing into the moist darkness with a flick of their tiny bodies. Even the smallest creatures here are architects of the forest's future, recycling and renewing with tireless devotion. The air is thick with the scent of earth and decay, yet everywhere there is movement and purpose. Glowworms thread the night with emerald light, their gentle glow luring unsuspecting prey. Hidden beneath stones, salamanders wait motionless for the tremor of a passing insect. Above, the giants of the forest sway, their roots anchored deep in this bustling underworld. Every towering tree owes its life to the unseen alliances below, the fungi that feed it, the beetles that clear its fallen limbs, the mammals that scatter its seeds. As dawn filters through the canopy, the hidden world beneath the forest floor pulses with quiet energy. Here in the darkness, life's smallest architects build and rebuild, ensuring the forest above endures. The Undergrowth kingdom is a realm of transformation, where decay becomes renewal and every humble creature plays a part in sustaining the wonder of the wild. Where the forest meets the winding river, life takes on a new rhythm, a world defined by the shimmer of water and the laughter of currents. Here, beneath the overhanging willows and tangled roots, river otters reign as the undisputed acrobats of the waterways. At dawn, the river stirs with anticipation. A family of otters emerges from their hidden holt, sleek bodies glistening with droplets. They greet the morning with a flurry of whirls and tumbles, rolling over one another in joyful abandon. Their play is more than a game, it is a language, a dance of trust and connection that binds the clan together. With a flick of a whiskered nose, the matriarch signals the day's adventure. Instantly the otters slip into the water, vanishing in a blur of silver and shadow. Beneath the surface, their world is transformed. Eyes wide open, they glide with effortless grace, twisting through submerged logs and darting past swaying reeds. Every movement is a display of agility, a ballet performed for no audience but the river itself. Hunting is both art and necessity. The otters work as a team, corralling schools of fish into the shallows. With lightning speed, they snatch their prey, jaws snapping shut with a satisfying click. Between chases, they pause to savor their catch, reclining on smooth stones as they crunch through the morning's meal. Yet even in these moments the play continues. A tug-of-war over a slippery trout, a mock chase through bubbling rapids, the river echoing with their chirps and trills. Above the water, the world is alive with possibility. Otter pups practice their dives from mossy banks, encouraged by gentle nips from their elders. They wrestle in the mud, perfecting the skills they'll need to thrive. Each lesson is wrapped in laughter, every challenge met with exuberant courage. The river itself is both playground and provider. It offers shelter in tangled roots, sun-warmed rocks for basking, and endless mysteries to explore. Otters slip through underwater tunnels, emerging in secret pools where dragonflies skim the surface and frogs leap for cover. In the hush of midday, they rest in a tangled heap, safe within the embrace of family and water. As dusk settles, the otters return to their holt, bellies full and spirits high. The river slows, its surface painted gold and crimson by the setting sun. In the fading light, the otters' silhouettes dance across the water, a final flourish before night's gentle hush. In this riverside realm, every day is a celebration, a testament to the power of play, the strength of family, and the wild beauty that thrives where land and water entwine. For the otters, life is a never-ending game, and the river is their stage, their sanctuary, and their home. Beneath the sunlit waves and far beyond the reach of daylight lies a world few have ever imagined. A realm of eternal darkness, crushing pressure, and bone-chilling cold. This is the deep sea, Earth's final frontier, where survival demands the most extraordinary adaptations and life glows with a beauty all its own. Here, in the inky blackness, the water is thick and cold, pressing in from all sides. The only illumination comes from the denizens themselves, a silent parade of living lanterns. The anglerfish drifts through the gloom, her body a shadow, her lure a beacon. At the tip of a filament, a glowing orb pulses with bioluminescent light, tempting prey into striking distance. In a flash, jaws snap shut, and the dance of hunter and hunted continues. Nearby, a squadron of vampire squid glide on webbed arms, their skin shimmering with flashes of red and blue. When threatened, they erupt into a cloud of glowing mucus, vanishing like phantoms into the night. The gulper eel, with its enormous mouth and ribbon-like tail, waits in the stillness, ready to swallow prey nearly half its size in a single gulping motion. On the ocean floor, the environment grows stranger still. Giant tube worms cluster around scalding hydrothermal vents, thriving where no sunlight penetrates. Here, life is powered by chemistry, not light. Bacteria transform toxic minerals into nourishment, fueling an entire ecosystem where crabs, shrimp, and ghostly white fish gather in the warmth. The glass squid, nearly invisible, floats with tentacles outstretched, while the barrel fish stares upward through a transparent skull, its eyes adapted to catch the faintest glimmer from above. Each creature is a marvel of design, skin that glows, bodies that compress under pressure, jaws that unhinge, and stomachs that stretch to hold rare meals. Every movement in this shadowed world is deliberate, every adaptation a testament to resilience. The deep sea is a place of secrets, a living tapestry woven from darkness and light, where survival means blending in, glowing bright, or vanishing in a heartbeat. Here, life is harsh but wondrous, shaped by the extremes of pressure, temperature, and isolation. Yet even in the most forbidding depths, creatures adapt, thrive, and reveal that the greatest mysteries of our planet lie not on distant shores, but in the hidden heart of the ocean itself. In the heart of the temperate forest, Time is measured not by clocks but by the rhythm of the seasons. Each year, this ancient woodland undergoes a breathtaking transformation, a cycle of birth, growth, retreat, and renewal that shapes the lives of every creature and plant within. Spring arrives in a gentle hush as sunlight filters through the bare branches and the earth softens beneath melting snow. Buds swell and burst, painting the forest canopy in tender greens. On the forest floor, carpets of wildflowers, trillium, bluebells, and violets, unfurl, racing to soak up the sunlight before the leaves above cast their shade. Squirrels and chipmunks emerge from winter dens, eager to feast on seeds and nuts buried months before. Songbirds return from distant migrations, their melodies weaving through the trees as they court mates and build nests. In hidden burrows, fox kits and rabbit kits take their first tentative steps into the world, noses twitching at the sense of new life. As spring ripens into summer, the forest becomes a living tapestry of sound and colour. Leaves unfurl to create a dense green canopy that dappled sunlight dances through. Insects hum and flit, bees pollinating blossoms, dragonflies patrolling the streams, and fireflies lighting up the twilight. Deer graze in forest clearings, while owls and hawks patrol the skies above, ever watchful. Streams run clear and swift, carrying nutrients throughout the understory, where ferns and mosses thrive in the cool, damp shade. Every creature finds its place in the abundance, from the tiniest ant to the stealthy lynx. With the first hints of autumn, the forest transforms once more. Temperatures cool and the air grows crisp. Leaves ignite in a blaze of red, orange, and gold, each tree displaying its own palette of farewell. Squirrels busily gather acorns and chestnuts, storing them for the lean months ahead. Black bears fatten on berries and nuts, preparing for their winter slumber. Flocks of birds gather in restless clusters, readying themselves for the long journeys south. Mushrooms push through the leaf litter, thriving in the damp, decomposing layers beneath the trees. The forest is a swirl of activity, one last surge of energy before the quiet of winter. Then the world slows. Winter descends with a hush, blanketing the forest in snow and silence. Branches stand bare and stark against the pale sky. Many animals retreat into hibernation or sleep in hidden burrows, their hearts beating slow and steady. The deer move quietly through the snow, searching for tender shoots and bark. Owls hunt in the muffled stillness, their wings silent as they glide between the trunks. Beneath the frozen ground, seeds and roots lie dormant, waiting for the return of warmth. Yet even in the stillness of winter, life endures. The cycle continues, unseen but unstoppable, and when the first rays of spring sunlight break through once again, the forest awakens, renewed, resilient, and ready to begin the ancient dance anew. In the temperate forest, every season is a chapter in a larger story, a testament to the power of change and the enduring wonder of life. Beneath the canopy, where sunlight filters in golden beams, a hidden ballet unfolds, one that sustains the heart of the forest and far beyond. This is the world of the pollinators, bees, butterflies, and birds, each performing their essential role with quiet grace. At dawn, the air shivers with anticipation. A honeybee emerges from her hive, drawn by a fragrance carried on the breeze. She hovers, her wings a blur, and lands delicately on a blossom heavy with dew. With practiced precision, she brushes past the flower's stamens, collecting grains of pollen on her legs and body. Her proboscis uncoils, reaching deep into the flower's heart to sip the sweet nectar. As she moves from bloom to bloom, she weaves invisible threads of connection, each visit a promise of new life. Nearby, a butterfly flutters in the morning light. Its wings, painted with patterns as intricate as stained glass, catch the sun with every gentle beat. The butterfly approaches a cluster of wild violets, extending its slender proboscis to draw nectar from the depths of the petals. In doing so, its legs and body brush the pollen-laden anthers, picking up golden dust. With each effortless glide to the next flower, it transfers this vital cargo, ensuring the cycle of pollination continues. Above, the forest shivers with the flash of iridescent feathers. A hummingbird darts between blooms, hovering in place with astonishing agility. Its beak, needle-thin and perfectly adapted, slips into the tubular corolla of a trumpet flower. As the bird drinks, pollen clings to its shimmering head and throat. When it zips away to the next blossom, the pollen is pressed against the waiting stigma, and a subtle transformation begins within the flower. From the smallest solitary bee to the most dazzling butterfly, from the tireless hoverfly to the vibrant sunbird, each pollinator follows a path guided by scent, color, and instinct. Their journeys are tireless, repeated 1,000 times each day, across meadows, undergrowth, and treetops. Flowers, in turn, beckon with brilliant hues and enticing aromas, their shapes and structures evolved to fit the needs of each visitor. This is a partnership millions of years in the making. Without the pollinators' faithful work, fruits would fail to swell, seeds would not ripen, and the forest's great tapestry would unravel. Every berry, every nut, every burst of wildflower color is a testament to this intricate dance. As the day wanes and the pollinators retreat to their shelters, the forest holds its breath, waiting for the next cycle to begin. In this secret choreography, life is renewed with every flutter, every buzz, every silent sip, a delicate miracle hidden in plain sight. In the farthest reaches of the world, where the sun barely grazes the horizon and winter reigns for months on end, life endures against all odds. This is the Arctic, a frozen expanse sculpted by relentless wind and shifting ice, where only the most ingenious can survive. Beneath the ghostly shimmer of the aurora, a polar bear emerges from her snowy den. Her fur, dense and luminous, insulates her from the brutal cold, while a thick layer of fat provides vital energy reserves. Each step is silent, her massive paws spreading her weight across the fragile surface, allowing her to glide over thin ice that would shatter beneath a lesser creature. She scans the horizon, nostrils twitching, searching for the faintest trace of seal, the promise of a hard-won meal. Patiently she waits by a breathing hole, motionless as the snowdrifts gather on her back. Hours pass. Then, in a blur of power and precision, she strikes, seizing her quarry in jaws built for survival. Elsewhere, a pack of Arctic wolves navigates the endless white. Their coats, whiter than the moonlit snow, blend them into the landscape, while their keen senses pick up the distant pulse of caribou hooves. The wolves move as one, a seamless unit, each member attuned to the other's signals. When the hunt begins, it is a display of strategy and endurance. They drive their prey toward deep snow, isolating the weakest from the herd. In these harsh lands, cooperation is the key to survival, and every successful hunt is shared among the pack. Beneath the ice, a ringed seal glides through inky waters, its body streamlined for agility. It navigates by memory and instinct, surfacing at hidden breathing holes, kept open with tireless effort. Above, Arctic foxes prowl the windswept tundra, their ears tuned to the faintest rustle beneath the snow. With a sudden leap, a fox plunges headfirst, emerging with a lemming clasped in its jaws, a reward for patience and acute hearing. Not all Arctic survivors are hunters. The musk oxen form tight circles, their shaggy coats shielding against icy blasts. When wolves approach, the herd closes ranks, calves sheltered at the center, adults presenting a wall of horns and determination. In the sky, snowy owls soar in search of prey, their feathers so dense they muffle the sound of flight, giving them the element of surprise. From the smallest Arctic hare, whose fur shifts from brown to white with the seasons, to the mighty narwhal weaving beneath the ice, every creature here is a master of adaptation. Their lives are a testament to resilience, a symphony of strategies honed by generations against the unforgiving cold. As the polar night deepens and the world falls silent, these animals press on, shaped by the ice, the wind, and the ancient rhythms of survival. In the heart of the Arctic, life persists, undaunted, ingenious, and eternally wild. As dusk falls in the emerald labyrinth of the rainforest, a new symphony awakens. From the tangled roots to the highest canopy, a chorus of voices rises, each note belonging to a master of disguise and song, the rainforest frogs. In the dim undergrowth, a tiny glass frog perches on a leaf slick with evening dew. Its translucent skin reveals a beating heart, a living gem nearly invisible to the untrained eye. Here, camouflage is an art form. Leaf frogs mimic the mottled greens and browns of their world, melting into moss, bark, and shadow. Only the glint of a golden eye betrays their presence as they wait, motionless, for unsuspecting prey. The air vibrates with 1,000 unique calls, some sharp and staccato, others low and resonant. Each male's song is a declaration, a challenge, and a lure. The red-eyed tree frog inflates his throat, producing a rhythmic chack-chack-chack that echoes through the dripping leaves. Nearby, the poison dart frog's high-pitched trill weaves through the cacophony, a note of brilliance in the auditory tapestry. Every call has purpose. Some warn rivals to keep their distance, others beckon potential mates with promises of strength and safe territory. The rainforest becomes a living concert hall, where the pulse of life is measured in sound. Yet the world of frogs is perilous. As a rainstorm sweeps through, droplets drum the leaves and predators prowl. A mantella frog freezes, its vivid colors a warning of potent toxins. High in the canopy, a gliding frog launches into the void. Webbed feet outstretched, it sails from branch to branch, evading danger with a leap of faith. Eggs are hidden in secret pools and curled leaves, guarded by vigilant parents or left to the mercy of the forest. Tadpoles wriggle in ephemeral puddles, racing against time before the water vanishes. Some species ferry their young on their backs, others craft foam nests that cradle new life above the forest floor. Every breath, every movement is shaped by the rainforest's rhythms. Frogs pollinate flowers, control insects, and nourish the web of life that surrounds them. Their existence is a delicate balance, one of concealment and display, of silence and song. As the night deepens, the calls rise and fall in a shimmering wave. The frogs of the rainforest, brilliant, elusive, and endlessly varied, remind us that the world's greatest wonders are often hidden in plain sight, waiting for the attentive ear and the patient gaze. In the heart of the jungle, the choir never truly sleeps. Here life sings on, fragile, bold, and utterly extraordinary.